2000?
Yeah.
It's up to 2000.
Joe knows the details.
Okay. What's the details on the Italy rules?
They tried and convicted and gave out the 8-year I think 8-year sentence to the CIA agents who kidnapped over in Italy.
That's just recent news, right?
Yeah.
So Italy is prosecuted, or they put out an arrest? Did they actually arrest them?
Well, they were in absentia. They weren't around, but if they go over there to Europe, then they're fugitives and they will be extradited to Italy and put in prison. There's a couple dozen of CIA agents, and one got 8 years and some of them got 3 years.
And it's in regards to the rendition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is part of the torture thing that we're concerned about. Yeah.
Yeah, because they illegally kidnapped, extraordinary extradition, a cleric, a religious man, and he sent him to Egypt for 4 years of torture.
Wow. Well, at least Italy's got enough, I don't know what the word is here, but they've owned up to that there's some crime going on here and something's wrong.
Yeah.
Geez, well, yeah.
We recognize that.
Yeah, that's good.
Italy rules.
We need more of that. Hey guys.
Hi.
What's happening out here today?
Well, this is the last day that the Chief Justice of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit is in Portland. I think he's out of Pasadena. I think that's his home base. The biggest news was yesterday I had coffee with him for an hour.
Yeah.
He invited me in. He had 2 clerks in there, and he was really concerned about what happened last Thursday.
And who are we talking about? Judge
Alex Kaczynski.
Uh-huh. And he invited you in to have some coffee and talk with him about what's going on out here, right?
I was here to greet him all 3 days because I knew he was going to be here for all 3 days. And it's another form of pressure that he doesn't have the jurisdiction to take Bobby off the court. He's got to be impeached. So he's got a lifetime appointment. Now, this is not coming from the judge. This is my own knowledge. In order to get rid of a federal judge, you have to go through, just like the president, you have to go through impeachment. Because they got it as long as they want it for the rest of their life. That's what Bush did to us. He put a tortured judge on the best court in the United States of America.
For life.
A double slap for life. So we talked a little bit about that, but obviously he couldn't talk a lot about that. He was really concerned about what happened last Thursday with the arrest of the doctor. And here's the way he presented to me. He said, look, both the doctor and my marshal are senior citizens. And he said, one of them fall down that steps, they could get seriously hurt, and then we would have it. For instance, if the marshal got seriously hurt, we would have a major felony on our hands against the doctor. He could go to prison for that. On the other side, if the doctor got hurt, there could be lawsuits all over the place. So he was looking for a way of setting up some kind of communications with me that when we had demonstrations out here, that I would kind of monitor it, and I rejected that. I told him, once you get into that, it just gets really complicated. I said, and you have to understand that the people out here are individuals for justice, and that's exactly what they are. They represent other groups. I am not their leader, I'm not their boss. I said, they may respect me. I can ask them to do things, but I sure as hell can't tell them to do anything. And I said, as far as the other 3 courthouses that he was talking about, I said, I have no control over them at all. So it was kind of like, you know, it would be really nice if we could figure out a way of this thing not happening again. My suggestion to him was he needs to tell his marshal to back off a little. That technically they're right a lot of the time, but they're very picky. They're nitpicking us to death. So if we leave a book or something on their wall, they come down to us and they come right down really fast. 20 feet away, people will be sitting on their wall spilling coffee, and that's fine. But they will pick us and say we can't do that and start yelling at us. So he brought in his head of security for this building, and we talked a little bit about that. And I kept pushing the idea that we are a nonviolent group. We are not going to attack the courthouse. We are not going to attack the marshals. We love the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. They just have one rogue judge that must be removed. And we will be here until he resigns, is impeached, dies, or we die. So we're not going away anywhere. So it was a delightful meeting, and it was a mouth-opening meeting. Now, I've been saying for years that this is what politicians should do. If there's protests outside their office, they ought to invite them in to find out why they're so angry. This guy actually did it.
It's good.
And I was impressed with him, you know.
It's communication.
Yeah, it's all about trying to communicate who we are and what we're doing. And he understands a lot more about us. I understand a lot more about him. He's an interesting guy. He once debated Jerry Spence on capital punishment. So he's that type of guy. He goes out and he really tries, according to his the people around him anyway, that I can figure out. He's really interested in resolving a problem.
Is he a younger man or an older?
No, he's in his 60s. But really funny. He's got a great sense of humor. He knows we're going to be out here for a long time. This morning he came out and it was raining and I was here by myself, and he was concerned because I'm still on oxygen. He was concerned about my health with the rain. So he's on that human level.
Yeah.
So it just brings a whole new dynamic to it, you know. And I said to him, you know, it's amazing because I'm used to dealing with politicians. I said, I walk into a room and a politician leaves. They run out the window. They run through the doors. And here you are extending yourself saying, hey, I'll make you a cup of coffee. And he physically made the coffee. The Chief Justice of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals made us coffee. Now his clerks brought it up to his chambers, but he made it. And I sat there with my mouth open and I just said, wow, you know, what is this?
And you got a first-hand chance to go inside and actually tell. And
he took me on a tour of the entire building.
Jeez, Joe.
He showed me the paintings, and we were kidding each other back and forth. He showed me a picture of all the judges, and he pointed out Bobby, and he said, there's your friend. And I said, he's not my friend. I want the son of a bitch behind bars. That's what I want. So with that kind of matter, I got a chance a couple of times to tell them why we're out here, what we're going to do, and the reward of $2,000 is a real reward.
That's gone up.
It's gone up. Last week it was $200.